So UN and World Bank are worried about humanity. They are worried about planet, and they have given a new paradigm to all its member countries to achieve the refined goals, which the United Nations says Sustainable Development Goals, and World Bank says that every country should achieve those goals with the by sharing the prosperity, by making people to share prosperity. Can UN and World Bank achieve these goals while countries continue to manage their economies under Samuelson economics? Obviously not. And World Bank and UN are not thinking about it. They have just asked the countries to achieve these goals. They are trying to tell them different options, different strategies, but economics that countries apply and the way the economy they manage their economy they cannot achieve these goals. Note that United Nations and World Bank declared these goals and these strategies in 2015 and wanted that every country achieve and move according to these strategies by 2030. Now, 8 years have passed, and no country has ever been shown any movement towards these goals. So let us first understand very clearly that what the economics of 18th century has been making the countries to manage their economies. Let us understand this more clearly. Economics tells just to focus on wealth of the country, which means focus on goods and services produced in the country. Is it what mankind will be keen to know from a science to be called economics? Obviously, this will not be the issue or to be considered by the mankind. How can wealth be the only objective of a nation? Merely the definition of wealth can become an objective of a nation. As human beings, do we really need only this from our nation? And do we need to know only this science? No, and let us understand this more clearly. If not, then think what we will need for our economy. If national wealth, if goods and produce are not to be the main focus, then what should be? Don't we need that there should be no one hungry around us? Obviously, we do not need any person living facing hunger and starvation around us. Don't we need that no one should live a miserable life in poverty? Obviously, who would like this? Don't we see that only rich are becoming richer and richer and poor remain poor only all their life? Would you like this to continue? No, we don't like this. We like to see everyone to prosper, to live comfortably. Keep thinking, and you will realize there are not 1, 2, 3, or 4 problems, a huge number of problems that everyone is facing, and we see it in our community, we see it in our society, we see it in our country, and nobody is willing to address them as a part of science of economics. Economics discovered in 18th century did not change its perspective. It continues to focus on national income and full employment. It continued to see how national income is going and how much is the unemployment rate in the country and how much stable is the growth in the income, nothing else. Samuelson, the Nobel laureate, the father of modern economics, modernized the science of economics and got a Nobel Prize. But he too did not change this focus. Now, when UN has identified 17 economic problems in 21st century and is asking every country to make their economy achieve 17 development goals by 2030, then economics, how to change economics is the issue. Why UN wants these goals, which UN says they are sustainable development goals and necessary for every country. Go to the go to internet and see UN.org, where United Nations explains in detail what are 17 goals and how to achieve these goals. But who will make these goals to be achieved? Government will make. This is the basic issues. Economics means that people make economy, and therefore if economy has to move in a desired direction, then it is the people who will make economy to move in that direction. Then UN, United Nations and World Bank are not focusing on this. How can they make government to achieve these objectives that they think they should be achieved by 2030? How can government do it? Government will force people to do it. Nobody will like that. People will have to do it voluntarily. So how can a country make people do voluntarily to move in the direction that now is required by the world? This is what we will learn, and this is what we will see, that economics currently taught does not tell us how to make people to make the economy to move in the desired direction. And we will discuss, yes, this has to be done, and people can be made and are willing to make the economy in these directions, but it requires certain management of economy, and that is what we will try to achieve, to make an economics that will make people to achieve the desires that a country requires, that a state requires. But the question will be that why a state will require, and how a state can make people motivate to do that. These are the issues that we will discuss in detail.